If you were to tune in to certain regional news networks right now, you might see graphics exactly like these, flashing the words anti-India next to the silhouette of a rising political figure. But look at this photograph. That is Balen Shah, standing calmly in a traditional topi. Inside Nepal, he is widely viewed as an honest and courageous leader, representing a totally new generation of politics. This sprawling metropolis of Kathmandu is the physical domain he actually governs. As the city's mayor, his daily job involves municipal infrastructure, public services, and local administration. So why is the local mayor of a single city suddenly being treated as a high-stakes threat to international diplomacy? To understand the tension, we have to look at how uniquely entangled Nepal and India actually are. These two nations share an open border, allowing citizens to cross back and forth without a visa. Millions of Nepalese citizens rely on India for employment, while a vast network of Indian merchants operates businesses inside Nepal. The economies are deeply dependent on one another. Beyond economics, the two populations are tied together by shared languages, religious practices, and generations of close family connections. Because daily survival for millions depends on this cross-border stability, allowing algorithmic rumors of hostility to fester poses a direct, immediate threat to ordinary people. If we examine Balen Shah's actual public statements, a clear pattern emerges. He has never once advocated for hostility toward India. Instead, as this diagram shows, there is a strict difference between advocating for your own national interests and actively promoting hostility toward a neighbor. In global diplomacy, prioritizing national interest is the baseline standard. Leaders in India, China, and the United States all build their policies around what benefits their own citizens first. When Balen Shah talks about national pride, transparency, or independent decision-making, he is simply applying that exact same universally accepted standard to Nepal. In diplomacy, prioritizing the needs of your own citizens is a separate action from showing hostility toward a neighbor. However, the context matters. Nepal and India share a complex diplomatic history that makes any mention of national sovereignty highly sensitive for Nepalese citizens. Past border disputes and periods of economic blockade have left lasting marks. These events trigger immediate, deep emotional responses from the public. Looking at the geographic reality of Kathmandu in this image, completely landlocked and surrounded by mountains, you can understand the historical anxieties over borders and trade routes that drive the public's desire for independent decision-making. Balen Shah's strong rhetoric resonates because it addresses those specific, unresolved historical anxieties. It is a call for dignity rather than a desire for new conflict. This brings us to the role of modern digital media, which actively weaponizes those anxieties for profit. Platforms like YouTube and Facebook operate on engagement. As you can see in this interface, algorithms reward publishers who take a neutral quote and morph it into an aggressive, inflammatory headline to hijack human attention. A local mayor making a routine statement about municipal transparency or national pride can be quickly reframed by an editor to look like a declaration of diplomatic war. The anti-India label applied to Balen Shah is largely an artificial product of those engagement algorithms, rather than a reflection of any actual shift in foreign policy. If Balen Shah's style of unapologetic, transparent politics eventually elevates to the national diplomatic stage, it points to a distinct shift in the region. This approach focuses on balance and practicality. The goal is to establish relationships built on equal respect, stepping away from the older diplomatic patterns. This reflects a younger generation of voters who prioritize self-reliance and merit-based governance over the old-guard political alliances. When a neighbor's leadership is focused on transparent, domestic results rather than navigating backroom alliances, they become a more predictable partner, exchanging the volatility of underlying resentment for the stability of clear public goals. At its core, the relationship between Nepal and India is built on centuries of shared history, culture, and deep person-to-person interaction. When you look at a bustling cross-border market like this, you see the actual systemic foundation of the region. Trade and human connection move freely, ignoring the noise of political headlines. Maintaining this stability requires media outlets and political leaders to act responsibly, avoiding the spread of misunderstandings that damage those real-world connections. The true test for the future is securing Nepal's national interests with confidence, while maintaining the mutual respect that keeps the entire region thriving.